Hello, everyone. Good evening. Happy 10th of April. Facebook Live. Actually, this is take 2 because we did it at 7, but we had technical difficulties. So we're back and we're better. And thank you, our technical team, for getting us right side up. So we have a great show tonight for you tonight. I'm going to be talking to you more about how we can turn the water on in Osewan. We're going to be giving you, telling you how important clean water is in a place where they've been having serious conflict over land. Okay, so my name is Joyce Tanyan. I want to take this opportunity to tell you to wiggle your toes, get yourself a drink, probably a warm one. It's awfully cold out there tonight, at least here on the East Coast of the United States. And share this program with your friends. This is a good opportunity for them to tune in. We're coming at you live from Newark, Delaware. And I also want to hear where you guys are. So why don't you send us a shout out so I can say hi to you. I also want to take this opportunity to thank our Water is Life Kenya volunteers and staff members, all of you, our donors who've been supporting us for all these years, and also our board of directors. So let's just jump right into it. For those of you who turned in last week, you may have heard me talk about Turn the Water On for Osewan. So we at Water is Life Kenya, we're a nonprofit who've been around for 13 years, been working in southern Kenya. I'm going to show you a little map of that right now. So if you look at the map, you can see the continent of Africa, and Kenya is over here. And then we've got our work areas in southern Kenya. Well, the community of Osewan has been asking us for clean water for the last 6 years. And they have a serious problem because they have not been able to settle in this very fertile area because of a lack of clean water. The conflict that they've been having is with their northern neighbors who have been coming down into their area and eating their grass without permission. You may remember that we work with the Maasai tribe, and big and important to them is clean water and also water for their livestock. So we've got people from the north who are coming into this very fertile and abundantly pastured area in the south, and the people there themselves to whom the land belongs, they're not able to use it because of lack of clean water. So what we are trying to do as Water is Life Kenya, we're trying to help them by digging a clean water deep well in their area, and we need your help to be able to do this for them. So I want you to think about this time in our world right now where we feel powerless, and I don't know how you guys feel, but this is a Friday night, which is in the Christian tradition. It's Good Friday. For a lot of people, you're celebrating Passover, but maybe it's like unlike a holiday you've ever had. You're not able to be together with family. You're not able to be in your churches and temples or at home in different places, being together, close together with family, which is the way we usually celebrate. The way that we can take power back to ourselves is by helping other people. So I want you to think about these people who are suffering with a lack of clean water. At this time of the coronavirus, these people don't even have water close by. So they may be getting instructions to wash their hands, but they don't have clean water to do that. So together, in our campaign called Turn the Water On for Osewan, we're going to be able to change that situation for these people, to bring them hope in a time that feels dark and hopeless. So I know you guys are itching to get on your phones and make those donations. So I want you to know that $5 helps, $10 helps, because it's really delivering hope through the gift of clean water. So Osewan. Osewan is a place where I've visited several times now. Last year, I was there with my colleague, Colleen. We visited the community game rangers camp there. Their work is to patrol that wilderness, which is very bushy, which is full of elephants and buffalo and also different kinds of wild animals. And because there's lots of grass there, but they have to do these long patrols every day for up to 40 kilometers. And when they get back to camp, the one thing that they want to do is to be able to shower and have a good meal. But they're so remote that they don't have clean water. And in fact, Water is Life Kenya brought them water tanks so that they could have regular water deliveries. Now, when we are able to drill a borehole there, not just the community will benefit, but this outpost of game scouts are going to be the direct beneficiaries of this clean water. So no longer will they be stranded, because not only will there be water close by, but I'm sure that even the phone network will improve. Right now, there's not even phone network in this area. So people, if something happened to one of those game rangers, it might be impossible for them to call for help. So the community will be there, other services will come, they'll build a school, they'll build a dispensary, and the community will be able to grow. The other thing is that clean water will be able to improve their health. Will help them with their health. And also, children will be able to go to school when we will not have to carry water long distances. So the target for our fundraising is $40,000. The total budget for the water project, which is a deep well, which will have a pump and a power source, a water tank, water troughs, community water point, and also latrines. The total budget is $85,000. But we're asking your help right now in this campaign to raise $40,000. So I'm sure you all might have some questions. Definitely send your questions in. I'd love to answer them. And I'm going to take this opportunity to move on to another topic. I'm going to teach you a word, a Maasai word for the day. And our Maasai word of the day is hope. The Maasai word is osiligi. And that's what you and I are going to be able to do when we turn the water on for Osewan. Okay, so we've been able to do this in other communities. We've been able to turn the water on in Namelok. So you can imagine people who have been struggling without clean water for a long time, and they get water, and you can imagine the change that makes in their life. I heard from my colleague today, Larasha, the way the Namelok borehole is changing lives. As of today, there's clean water flowing in Namelok. So you might remember last time I was telling you we hope to be sharing good news with you. In fact, he reported that today. They connected the pipes to the borehole, and the water is moving through the system, and people were there for the first time, filling their jugs of water, bringing their cows to be watered, and people are feeling hopeful. What's the word? Osiligi. So that's the kind of work that we do, and that's how, you as the people who are out there listening, I really just want you to know that this change can happen in people's lives, and help can come to people, not from the government, through us. It's us. This is a grassroots organization, and we're helping them. We've been helping them since 2007, you and us, as partners, bringing love and hope and clean water to the ground. Well, so the same kind of thing that we did in Namelok, we're going to be able to do for Osewan. So the other great news that I heard today from Larasha is that in fact, the thing that we were trying to help with last week, we were trying to make sure that people had enough information about how to keep themselves and protected, and their families protected during this time of the coronavirus. So we were able to roll out an information campaign using our social networks there. We have a lot of goodwill and trust built up in communities there. We were able to mobilize a phone, kind of a campaign, through just talking to people directly on the phone, and also through WhatsApp, to share them the important things that they need to do to be able to keep themselves safe. That is to wash their hands, to wear masks, to practice social distancing. And we were also planning to do have hand washing stations in the public market there. We were sharing that with you last week. And we heard that on Monday afternoon, the government of Kenya actually forbade all markets once and for all. No more public markets from opening in Kenya. which is on the one side really good to protect people, but on the other side, if that's your only option for shopping, or it's your only option for allowing you to get cash, you know, people also use markets as a place to sell things like their cows and their goats and their sheep. They get cash and then they buy goods. So now there's no market. So what are people doing? So we've got safety, which is a plus, but we've got lack of market, which is bad. So in fact, we are also discussing ways that we might be able to fill that gap of helping the most vulnerable people who aren't able to act. Maybe they no longer have income for their families. So we're working on that right now with my team in Kenya. So we're going to wind up our Kenya updates section right now, and I wanted you to take this opportunity to love this show, share it with other people. Hopefully we're coming through loud and clear from Newark, Delaware. We were definitely having some problems earlier, but I hope I'm not bouncing and my voice is clear. As I was doing that my crazy gesturing there, I realized that I was asked to talk about my outfit. So you may ask, I'm gonna do a step back a little bit so you can see. So this outfit was made for me by the Maasai ladies that we work with in southern Kenya, and they do this amazing beadwork. So somebody hand beaded this outfit, this top for me, and also I don't know if you can see my beautiful beaded belt and my beautiful beaded necklace. These were all made for me by different women. Often when we open a borehole project, women make beautiful beaded things for me to wear for the opening ceremony. And last week you might have noticed my amazing coat, and that was something that was made for me by a very handy and talented seamstress in Kenya, and that kind of fabric is called kitenge. So if you want to, for those of you who didn't get to see my outfit, you can go back to last week's show and check it out. And you all might also notice this very beautiful beadwork that I'm wearing. We sell it here in our shop and also through our website, Water is Life Beads. So it's something that's the third thing that we do is actually we have a whole beaded handicrafts division, and that provides income for people, and also the profits from that go to provide money for our water projects. So we're getting ready to jump into the fourth section of our program. Wildlife Corner, Wildlife Corner. And today, it's the hippo. So last week we had a request from Barb to talk about the hippo today. So we have a lot of interesting things to share with you today. And of course, we want you to know how to say hippo in Swahili and also in Maasai. So in Swahili, we say kiboko. Can you try that? Kiboko. And in Maasai, we say ormakau. Okay, let's give it another shot. Ormakau. Okay, we've had some very funny things about hippos that I've discovered in the last couple of days of reading about them. I took this picture a few months ago in the Amboseli swamp. This is the common hippopotamus. Now, hippopotamus, I'm sure a lot of you have heard that word before, but you don't know that it comes from the Greek. Hippo means horse, and potamus means river. So it actually directly translates into horse of the river, which is kind of interesting to me because I grew up speaking German. My mom comes from Germany, and the German word for hippopotamus is Nilpferd. And Nil is like the word Nile, so that's a river, and Pferd is horse. So it's actually directly translated from the Greek hippopotamus. So as I said, the one that we have in East Africa is the common hippopotamus. And then there's actually one other one that exists in West Africa, like in countries like Liberia, and it's called the pygmy hippo. Well, if you want to see how big the common hippo is compared to the pygmy hippo. Oops, my fingers are covering it. Whoops. Okay, so the pygmy hippo is the tiny one over here. Can you see all the way to this side? And then the common hippo is in the middle. Well, the common hippo can get up to, the adult males can get up to 4,000 pounds. That's 2 tons. And the pygmy hippo is only about 1/4 of that size. Females can get up to 2,000 pounds, almost 3,000 pounds for the bigger ones. So you can just imagine. I mean, one thing about hippos is that they spend most of the day in the water, and then at night they come out to graze. They like to eat a lot of different grasses. So you might walk, if you're walking around at night in the areas where they live, you might come face with one. And guess what? They're fast. So they can run up to 20 miles an hour. So you can think about that, 4,000 pounds coming at you at 20 miles an hour. You better get out of the way or hope it doesn't happen. Right. The other thing about a hippo is they have huge mouths. So I bet some of you are asking yourself this question. What happens when a hippo bites a car? It can happen. In fact, it happened to a friend of mine. I asked him what happened to his car. He had a huge dent in his back bumper. And he said a hippo actually opened its mouth and crushed it down on the bumper. So it's a real thing. You don't want to be close to them. You definitely need to stay out of their ways. They also have an interesting habit of spraying dung. So when they defecate, they use their tails in a swirling motion to toss the dung as far as 10 meters away. And that's how the male hippos, they use that way of marking their territory and also marking trails to be able to remember the places where they found really tasty grasses. So I had asked Larasha, what do Maasai people say about hippos? Last time you might have remembered me talking about the giraffe. People like to be like a giraffe because giraffes can see far. I was wondering if they say something like that. Do you want to be like a hippo? It's actually the opposite. So what they say is, if you have a big mouth, you make a lot of noise, or you talk too much, they'll say, Kilala enkutok ena ormakau. You have a big mouth like a hippo. Or if you're a really huge person, they'll say, you're fat like a hippo. Epir ena ormakau. So I'm not going to teach you that because you don't need to be saying that to anybody. But so that's how Maasai people think about hippos. As you saw, they're huge, they're fat. They have another interesting thing. People used to say that hippos actually sweat blood, but it's not sweating. They have a special secretion that is red that protects them against ultraviolet rays and also has some antibacterial qualities. So those are some things about hippos. So let's just review the names in Swahili for hippos. The Swahili name is Kiboko, and the Maasai name is Ormakau. So this kind of brings us to the end of our program, although I don't want to say good night to you guys. I know you might have other things to do. So I want to just take this time again to thank you, our donors. I want to invite you to help us in our campaign of bringing clean water to Osewan. You can help us turn the water on for Osewan. Stay connected, love our video, share our video, stay tuned for other interesting segments in the course of the week. I especially want to give a big, warm thank you and lots of loving care to all those people who are either sick from the coronavirus or people who are caring for those people who are in our front lines. I want you to remember also to keep washing your hands, keep social distance, stay at home. I know it's really hard. Find ways of celebrating and taking care of each other remotely. Thank you so much to all of you nurses, doctors, other healthcare workers, government officials, people who are just trying to keep the care coming, keep the buses running, keep the subways running, keep the grocery stores full of groceries. Thank you so much. And for you people who are maybe suffering with the virus, don't give up. Have oseligi that you'll recover, okay? So we're with you. We love you. We're thinking about you, and take care of yourselves. And tune in next Friday for edition number 3 of Facebook Live here at Water is Life Kenya. I'm Joyce Tanyan, wishing you good night. Until next week.